After being in the real estate business for over 20 years and selling well over 3,000 homes, I never thought I'd have this kind of experience with a real estate brokerage. I never thought a real estate brokerage would matter that much. See, if you're like me and you work hard and you just service clients and work on your business, your actual real estate sales business, you don't really pay attention to all that stuff and distractions that are going on around you. Maybe sometimes to a fault, but you're busy on your clients, on selling transactions, on building your business and growing it every single year. And you don't really necessarily care all that much, or at least I never really did, about the real estate broker I was attached to. But now more than ever, I think that has changed. The real estate industry has changed. Technology has changed. It's moving faster than ever. Guys, when I first started real estate 20 years ago, YouTube was not around. Zillow was not around. And so the landscape has changed, and it changes quickly every single year, it feels like. And I believe that the cloud-based brokerage model is the model for the future of real estate brokerage. Now, if you want to speak with me one-on-one, click the Calendly link below for 30 minutes. I'd love to chat with you, or give me a call, 480-660-5974, and we can talk about my experience specifically and how it might work for you if you were thinking about making a change. You see, we have a tool in which you can take your splits or economic model from your current brokerage and lay it side by side with Reels and just compare the two and see if the math might work better in your favor if you did make the move. But enough about that. Whether or not you're looking to make a move or not, this is just good information that you can have. You see, what I always said is that once you see the real broker model, you can't unsee it. Now, it may not be for you at this current time, but at least something that you have knowledge of and you're aware of, so that you have all the facts in that in the event you ever wanted to make a move in the future, you at least know what your options are. So as I said, I started out in 2005 and I started with a small boutique brokerage. Now, when the market went completely belly up and it collapsed, that brokerage went out of business. I then moved over to Prudential, which is now Berkshire Hathaway, after Berkshire bought it years ago, and was there for several years. Then from there, I kept reading this book, this red book. It's called the MREA. You probably heard about it. Keller Williams, Gary Keller's book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And it made a lot of sense to me. I was fortunate enough to get my MBA. And so in graduate school, I learned a lot about business, and the book just really resonated with me. So I decided to make the move over to Keller Williams from Prudential at the time. And it was a great move for my team. I was able to scale our team from just 2 agents up to 20 agents in just about 9 years, using a lot of the information in that book. And by the way, a lot of the information in the book is still relevant today. Now, things are pivoting and changing a little bit, but it's still very relevant in many cases. And honestly, at Keller Williams, I never thought I'd probably leave. I was there for everything that it has to offer, from the culture to the training to the name brand. But then I started realizing that people really cared about you as a brand and me as a brand, not the brokerage brand. And that's when I started to realize that maybe there's a better option out there. You see, I'd already heard about the cloud-based brokerage model. There was a company out there called EXP that was trailblazing the industry when it comes to cloud-based models, because they're the first ones to do it. But for whatever reason, I just didn't make the move over there. And then I saw they had their run, a big run in which their company grew tremendously, their stock grew, and then it came back down, but they had a nice run. And I wasn't sure if I missed that run or not, because typically companies with the cloud-based model and revenue share model have a run. Whether you're selling protein bars, shampoo, or real estate, they have a run of about 5 years plus or minus. And if you can catch it on that run, it is a wonderful ride to be on. And so many people did a great job with that EXP. So about 2.5 years ago, I looked around the landscape and I saw Real. I was introduced to it and the model seemed phenomenal. On Real's model, they actually have a cheaper cost in terms of caps and splits being less than EXP's. You have the ability to potentially make more in revenue share based on how you structure your tree and how you structure your organization. And when it came to stock, I felt you had a greater opportunity there too. Why? Because the stock price was so much cheaper. So if you could accumulate a bunch of shares based upon your production with the company, then boy, if it runs like EXP's did, it'd be a much bigger bang in ROI on that return, with the stock increasing dramatically, hopefully over time into the future. And so I saw these things, and it just didn't take very long for me to decide that's where I need to be. But I wasn't sure. And what held me back for a month or so was all the naysayers and the thoughts, the negative thoughts in my head about, well, what if it doesn't work? People will be laughing at you. And all the people who want to keep me in the same spot kept saying these things. But sometimes, guys, you have to go with your heart and your gut and to make a move what you feel is best. And I'm so glad I did. You see, in 20 years, this is the best move I've ever made when it comes to my residential real estate career. And there are multiple reasons as to why. The last companies I was at, they were good companies and they were right for me at the time. But I just look back and go, man, if I was on this type of a revenue share cloud-based model for 20 years, financially, I would have zero regrets. Let's just say that. Because as it is, only being with Real for 2.5 years, I have zero regrets going to this company. This company's been everything and more with what I thought it'd be. You see, when I first came over, it was was for the financial model. And let's talk about that for a little bit. But since then, I realized it has become much more than just the financial model, the culture, the technology, the training, the leadership, and the list keeps going on and on. So let's go back to the financial model. When I was at Keller Williams, the financial model was a capping model in which I was capped out once I paid $21,000 into the company. And the split overall for most people at Keller Williams is 70-30, but with some franchise owners, you can work deals and maybe get 80-20 or something even better. But I was paying $21,000 into the company every year before I would cap. And moving over to real, it's only $12,000 for a full cap. And if you're on a team, it's a half cap at $6,000. And if you are a $100 million team, you can be on the platinum level, which is a $4,000 cap for your team members. And all of this is on a split of 85-15 instead of 70-30 or 80-20. So that right there was phenomenal. And another thing that was huge is that all the previous brokerages that I was with had monthly fees. In fact, most of the real estate brokerages out there have a monthly fee. So I think it's important to know that with Real Broker, there are 0 monthly fees. That is a big benefit because if you're having a slow time in the market, you don't have to worry about paying $25, $85, $150 a month or whatever it is for whatever you're getting. You can just literally pay 0 and not lose anything. You're just simply not gaining anything because maybe it's a slow time in the market for you, or maybe someone got sick. Who knows what happens? It's perfect for those unexpected emergencies. And then the stock. The stock has been amazing, guys. When I first joined the company 2.5 years ago, the stock was $1 and some change. And now it is over $4. And it has been pushing 5 to 6 and floating around that mark for a little bit of time here. But what that has done is allowed me to earn a lot of equity in the company. Equity I never would have had if I was with a different brokerage who doesn't offer stock bonuses or a stock purchase plan. So you have the ability with a stock purchase plan, almost like a 401k match, to actually take 5% prior to your cap and contribute it towards real stock. The company then will match 10% of that, which is free money. Now, after you cap, you can take 10% and put it towards real stock, and the company will match that 20%, which again is free money. Also, if you're responsible for bringing another agent over to the company, when they first close their first transaction, you'll get an award of 75 shares just for saying thank you for bringing that agent to the company. And if you cap, you'll get 150 shares just for being a good producing agent, and capping, you get 150 shares just, again, for a way of them saying thank you. So how many shares of stock do I have with Real over the course of 2.5 years that I received all from the stock purchase plan or the bonuses? 69,462 shares. Guys, that is real money. Those are real shares in a public traded company on the NASDAQ that I never would have had if I was with a different brokerage model. And some of those shares also came from the elite agent. So let's talk about that real quick. The elite agent allows you to get a bonus of $16,000 in real stock if you simply close approximately 21 transactions above and beyond after the point that you cap, because those transactions have transaction fees that go towards your elite status, in which you get that back in the form of $16,000 of company stock if you hit elite status.
But Kelly, what if I don't close a bunch of deals? I'm more of a luxury agent or a commercial agent.
Well, they got you covered for that too. See, as long as you achieve $500,000 of gross commission income for the year and you close 10 transactions all over the $1 million mark, then you will also hit the elite agent status. So you could hit it by only closing 10 transactions in that example, which is pretty cool. I've earned the elite status twice now in my 2.5 years, and I'm working on the second time of getting the culture award. What is the culture award? Well, if you hit the elite agent status, you have the ability to teach in Real Academy, a class on whatever you want, 1 time a month, 12 for the year, and they will bonus you $8,000 in company stock at the end of year 1 if you do hit that culture award. So again, I've hit that 1 time, and I will hit it the second time here at the end of the full second year of me teaching in Real Academy. And as you see, those 69,462 shares of real stock has turned out to be a financial gain that has been big time to my portfolio. Then on top of that, you have the ability to earn revenue share. Guys, revenue share could be literally a game changer and a life changer for a lot of agents. It will be for me. I currently am building that, and that has become a huge additional stream of income for myself with the revenue share the company provides because of the 5 levels that revenue share goes down. See, for the revenue share program, we're not going to get to all the nitty-gritty of that right now. We have other videos on this channel to check out Real's revenue share breakdown, but let's just say it is impactful and amazing. You have the ability to have this willable to your beneficiary, to your heirs when you ever pass away. You have the ability to retire without having to ever sell another house again and still receive your revenue share every single month that comes in the mailbox, like mailbox money. It actually doesn't come in the mailbox. It comes through a direct deposit, right? Okay, into your account. So that's revenue share. Now pivoting over to things like technology, with the financial technology they have, the fintech they are working on with the Real Wallet and the line of credit, and the Real basically becoming like a bank for all the real estate agents to use with debit cards and credit cards. This is bananas what Real is working on to all increase the efficiency of the agent experience and to increase the valuation of their stock in the future. You also have culture, using WorkVivio as an intranet for everyone to communicate with, and chats and ambassador groups and $100 million roundtable groups, and all these different masterminds, dozens and dozens of referrals given out every single day across the network throughout the company. And leadership, guys, you cannot say enough about the leadership of this company with Tamir and Sharon and Pritesh and Jenna, and the list goes on and on with some of the best, brightest minds in the real estate brokerage space. So guys, this experience has been nothing short of phenomenal. I'm so glad that I did choose my gut, my heart, and give it a chance. Because you know what? You can always go back. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Call me with any questions, 480-660-5974. If you'd like to have any more questions or chat with me, book a link in the calendar below, or you can always check out our website at growwithrealbrokerage.com. Thank you so much, and don't forget to call me.